Good evening. Is it really by popular demand? So I know you can all see me very well. My hairstyle has not changed. It's been wonderful to see you all, but me being me, certain rituals I will always do. So without further ado, can we all rub our hands together again, please? Let's see how many of you remember this. Lots of first-time attendees. So those who already attended can look superiorly at these. Hands apart. You know you have to clap on 3, right? So 1, 2. Okay, so as usual, kindergartners always wait. Adults are always fast at finding solution. In fact, adults are not only finding solution, adults have already gone into the space of WhatsApping other people. Me, mine, and Mary WhatsApp. So let's rub your hands together again. Remember, this is very important, including for all those ladies in the back who are on their WhatsApp right now. You can't rub your hands on WhatsApp. Okay? Hands apart. 1. Jyoti Gupta, I tell you. 2 and 3. Remember this moment. As you know, I'm going to come back to this. One sec. Can somebody just come to help me with this for a second? Okay, let's see. Don't bother about asking your neighbor. It is the song that you think it is. Okay? And for those who are from other countries who don't know the song, ask your neighbor. You know that music is going to be a big part of whatever I'm going to do. One of the things I wanted to reflect a little bit, this is the closing plenary and we're supposed to be having fun. So I don't want to show you many slides about strategic laziness and other things. Krish is my classmate and we've grown up together. Many of you came up to me yesterday and said, he reminds me so much of you. It's because we had the same teacher. It's because we went to the same school and we were both strategically lazy together. Many, many conversations, lovely sessions, and I wanted to just provide reflection. One of the conversations I overheard as I was going into the elevator is, so much gold dust. Do you see my bracelet? And I wanted to reflect on that. One of the major things that we are suffering from as a community is a pandemic where we don't love ourselves. Many, many conversations that I have with people are when people look at me and say, what's in it for me? And what's in it for me comes from feeling unloved. What's in it for me comes from feeling unsatisfied, that no matter what I do, somebody is not pressing a like, somebody is not pressing a love, somebody is not giving me a hug, somebody is not giving me a certificate. Okay? The certificate pandemic is also a very, very interesting pandemic. If you all remember certificate pandemic, during the pandemic, there were all these workshops that were happening. Everybody will log in, yeah, and say, "Mera certificate kahan hai?" Okay? And I would say, people, wait, I have not even started speaking yet. We will finish workshop, but where is my certificate? It is like the same, no? You rub and clap before I've said 3, like that. Before the workshop itself, let me get certificate. Okay? I want to ask everybody here, where did all those certificates go? If you were like me, it is still sitting in that same L folder in which we took bad printouts and put it on the second shelf behind the third book. Am I right or wrong? Okay? Chod do usko. The biggest lesson we can learn as teachers, as parents, as educators, as counselors, is that inside each of us is a child who's feeling very unloved. Okay? So I want us to start by practicing a little bit of self-love. Okay? And it's hard. Okay? For all those men who are smiling naughtily, I don't mean self-love in a bad way. I'm talking about self-love in the sense, I did say it's a closing keynote, so it's going to be fun. Okay? Everybody in the back, can you hear me? Okay, 3 people said no, so I'll play a song. Okay, 1 minute. This is not happening properly. Okay, people in the back are looking very depressed. Okay, so do we all know what the song is? Can you all shout it back at me? Again? Again? Battamizi is what you need in your life. Okay? And Battamizi, okay? And what kind of Battamizi I'm talking about? I'm not talking about Battamizi where you ask for certificate. I'm talking about the kind of Battamizi, okay? I'm asking you to look at yourself and start enjoying what you do. And nobody, no matter how many sessions, beautiful sessions from experiential learning, education's new frontiers, 21st century empathy, inclusiveness, and wonderful growth. The polemics of the pandemic, learning to move on. Dude, इसमें कुछ नहीं आएगा. People are sitting and taking notes, and I was laughing. What notes? That notepad itself you're going to throw on the way out, yeah. You know the only notes to yourself that you need to do, because I was so happy that Ganesh started with Lao Tzu, right? There's this pandemic where we don't like ourselves, and I don't know where this happened. Because from the time that you are 3, you are taught to not like yourself. Usko dekho, tumse behtar hai. This person is doing this better than you. Look at how well he's playing chess. Pragyananda has won chess championship. Tu hai na? We are in that pandemic, and throughout our lives, we are searching for mummy to come and tell you, or papa to come and tell you that I'm proud of you also, right? And because that is not happening, for many reasons, we are looking for it on Facebook. I made upma today. Oh, yum. Here's me tending to my garden. Wow, so many talents. I made Maggie today. Oh, sister, looking yummy. When are you inviting me over? The real answer you want to tell that person is, I don't know who you are, you jackass. I'm not going to call you home for Maggie. But instead, what do you say? Because you need love, you're telling that person, sure, can't wait. And you know what else we tell people who are actually creeps in real life? Heart. Somebody puts up, it's lovely when somebody puts up a drawing of their 3-year-old, but imagine somebody suddenly, lately, at the wise old age of 50, during the pandemic, learned how to make dalgona coffee. Ye kya hota hai yaar, dalgona coffee? The dalgona coffee, and they want everybody to press heart. I was getting messages from friends saying, I'm very upset with you because I put my dalgona coffee recipe and you did not even press like. This is all coming from not loving yourself. I can't teach you how to love yourself. But every single day, you can make a small effort to give yourself a reward for the little things that only you can do well. And that is the only way that you can heal yourself. See, much as I love my photograph on this big screen, hey, handsome, can I have my slide, please? Because that would have made more sense. I love myself. That's why, right? So the first lesson I wanted to leave us with, not lesson, that makes me sound like a preacher. No, suggestion. The power of positive suggestion. Do you really love yourself? And in order to do this, I'm going to ask you to indulge me, as usual, in a small exercise. Okay? I know I've been to many of your schools, and I have done this exercise, but bear with me, because many of you have not heard me do this. So bear with me. I want every one of you to close your eyes now, and for the next 30 seconds, I'm going to play a piece of music that you will enjoy, right? And I want you to allow yourself to feel the music. Concert in the dark. This is even for those who did not pay $100. Close your eyes. I'm going to play music, and I want you to feel the music. And allow whatever thoughts that come to come. Now let's open our eyes. Okay? If you were like me, you wouldn't have been able to think of very much other than singing the words to the song in your head if you knew it. For many of you, it was not being able to look at the phone, but still wanting to know the time because flight hai, nikalna hai. Ye Ganju bahut bol raha hai. For some other people, it would have been, have I finished meeting so-and-so yet? It's a deluge of thoughts that enter your head. And many times we blank out because there's too much going on, right? This time, I'm going to make the same exercise again, but this time you're going to close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, I want your thoughts to go to the one teacher from elementary school or middle school whom you really, really, really love. Your teacher. From K to 12, it can be at any class, but your favorite teacher. I'm going to play this again. You can open your eyes now. Some of you were able to remember this person? Hands up for whoever is able to think of this person. I will tell you what I saw from stage. I saw some people smiling. I also saw one or two people sniffing and crying. I hope it's not the same allergy that I have. But I think it seemed to make a lot of people very happy. And I want you to know one thing, that one person that you thought about, I don't think you know what their qualifications were. I don't think you knew whether they were part of IC3 or not. Just joking. I don't think you knew anything about how rich they were, poor they were, where they came from. I think the only thing that mattered is that they cared about you and made you care about them. Am I right? It was just love, either love for you or love for the subject. In many cases, it is because it was the first teacher who remembered you by your name. The only thing I will leave you when I say love is I want us each to reflect on how we can become that person for the children that you reach out to. And that is my first giveaway for the day. I'll keep it on. And love comes like that. If you love yourself, you will become the person that your students, your counselees, your mentees love the most. And without that, next quarter promotion and next year's appraisal is not really going to reflect very well. It has serious effects, but jokes aside, love. Second thing, I've written infuse. If you love yourself, you will be able to infuse a little bit of a difference in what you do, very differently from what other people do. I'll show you an example. Right? Just a simple song. Everybody knows the song. Every time I tell people who don't know me that I'm a musician, again, this is coming from the pandemic of no love. The first thing people say is, what kind of music? Western? Indian? Indo-Western? क्या बजाते हो? गाते हो क्या? I play the piano. Piano? What genre? I play all genres. Oh, generalist. I've also learned up to grade 5 piano. And there is this need to, in that conversation, oh, you're a musician. Actually, my son is also a great musician. Has he heard you? How will I know? Only you will know. There is, in every conversation, if you notice, we are getting into zones of conflict. We are comparing. Somewhere we are, again, because of that central problem, we are trying to see that I am better than you. And if I'm better than you, then my papa will love me more. It's coming from the same space. Same, exact same thing. I don't think it matters how famous you are, how rich you are, how top you are. Just go back to your favorite teacher, Molly teacher, again. I think what matters is whether you infused your love and your personality into what you did. The same song, right? Aankhon mein teri, right? This is not the way it sounds in the original. I'm playing it in my style, but you're still able to enjoy it. I'm infusing my personality into it. I'm sure that person whose son is also a professional musician will infuse his style into it, right? It doesn't matter. I'm communicating, you're communicating. If I love myself, I will be able to infuse that love into what I do. So infuse the love into what you do. Okay? Second thing. I need to work on my audience skills for the last 5 rows because so much of WhatsApping is happening. Thank you. Thank you for this love. Okay, this is audience applause level 5. Now I'm going to say something and I want to measure audience applause level. India is on the moon! What a moment in history! What a moment in history, okay? The reason I'm saying it is because even countries are comparing each other like we are comparing each other. Oh, you are on the moon only now. America did it 40 years ago. Hey, who cares, yeah? Be happy. I think Devdutt said it last year also. He said, who is putting this gun to your head and saying you must only be number one in everything? Even in making upma and yummy, I must be number one. Even when I make Maggie, my Maggie should be better than yours. Nobody cares, okay? Love yourself, infuse your personality, what you do. Love, life will take care of itself, I promise you. But grow. And grow is again certificate independent growth. Okay? Next year, I'm going to propose a session called Certificate Agnosticism. Because if I use a word like that, then session mil jayegi. Now I have learnt one trick. A lot of people write proposals with lovely words. Yeah. Oh my God. Kitni achhi words hai. Certificate Agnosticism. I think British Council will definitely sponsor it. Understanding the politics of the post-colonial agnosticism of certification. History, topography, and future. At least 50 schools will come and ask me what this means. I will get audience. No, but seriously, growth. Growth is... Yesterday, I learnt about meat eating versus non-meat eating in different states of the country. I never even knew you could look at food like that. That man presented food through geography. Or rather, geography through food. Right? I learned something new. I am definitely going to use that in something that I speak to somebody else tomorrow. You have learned something from one another that you will use going forward. You have grown. Are you keeping a journal or a record of your growth? Please do it. You are all keeping journal and records of WhatsApp forwards. It refreshes at 2 a.m. You will lose the WhatsApp. Please keep journal. And that forward that everybody is sending, it's not worth it. It will die. Okay? You need to keep your journal. Please grow. Please grow. Hope. The one thing that kept many of us going through the pandemic was hope. Hope that it will end. Hope that even if it doesn't end and we are into online tech businesses, that it will keep going so that our businesses will grow. Hope in different ways. Hope that we will resolve conflict. Hope in many other things. The one thing that we all forgot to hope for was our hope that we will learn to love ourselves more. That reflection didn't happen. I want you to do this for me, if not for yourself. Every one of you here is lovely. Every one of you here is wonderful. Every one of you here has overcome so much of struggle, so much of irritation, so many terrible people in your lives, so many terrible situations, so many bad hair days, to arrive at where you've arrived. Give yourself that round of applause, yeah. Give it. You know why? It's people like you and me that made India go to the moon. Their pressure cooker was also not working that day. You think every ISRO engineer is living a perfect life in certificate agnosticism, empathy, inclusive growth, and understanding the 21st century challenges and this wonderful word, critical thinking. I love this critical thinking. Yesterday I asked people, what is critical thinking? I got 6 different definitions. I love it. By the way, critical thinking is not thinking which is critical. You have to hope. You have to hold on to hope that it will become better. It will get better. It is going to resolve. You have to have that absolute damn faith that it is going to resolve. If you don't have it, people around you won't have it. If people around you won't have it, you are unnecessarily compromising the children of the future. Right? Hope. And the only way we do that together is together. Let's create a pandemic of hope. Right? Can we create a pandemic of hope? You know, the people that I love the most in the audience because I want to hug them are the ones sitting somewhere there saying, big deal. All this is there. Anyway, what time do we have to go? Taxi बुलाया क्या? यहाँ पे Google नहीं काम कर रहा है तो taxi के लिए बहुत चढ़ना पड़ता है. This high-tech city, na, Google location pin is a big difficulty. Whatever he's saying, na, whatever you take notes, yeah, big deal. कल के लिए voucher तो ready है ना? You know what? You're giving up on yourself. Seriously. Please don't. Because I refuse to give up on you. Everybody here is going to refuse to give up on you. Because we are going to do this together. Okay? It is going to be a pandemic of hope. And it's going to be a pandemic of love. And it's going to be a pandemic of faith. However stupid you think this sounds. Because we're going to do it together. Are we going to do it together? Thank you. Especially for the last 5 rows who are looking very depressed at me. I know you are responding. But somehow from there I can't hear you. I love you even more. I was a backbencher also. I know you don't believe me, but I was. You just look at my 10th standard mark certificate, CBSE, you will know. Okay? I did not like the fact that Sayam sir is laughing very meaningfully. Love. Love yourself. There's a famous Beatles song. How many of you here know the Beatles? Have listened to the Beatles? Or at least pretended to listen to the Beatles? By the way, I love it. On Instagram, now suddenly these people are popping up who teach us how to appear and sound more cultured. Have you seen these videos? It's not gnocchi, it's gnocchi. It's not Mercedes, it's Mercedes. I think the people who are laughing know who I'm talking about. And everybody's writing on that saying, it is not sambar, it is sambar. If they don't pronounce us right, we will not pronounce them right. And I find it very funny. But I want to say this. That same person has done a thing saying, here are some important names of bands that you say you know so that you can appear more cultured. The first one was the Beatles. So let me ask the question again. How many of us here have heard the Beatles? How many of you here have listened to Ilayaraja? Okay. No purpose, I just wanted to prove that I can play Ilayaraja. I have to sell my concert also. Ganesh Kohli is a very, very brilliant marketer because he's not only making me play music, but he's also making me market the concert. Well done, sir. Well done, well done, well done. He's a genius. I love him. I love him because the lesson in love, infusion, growth, and hope, frankly speaking, is a plan that he and I have hatched together. Am I right? So now I'll play the Beatles because a very famous Beatles song which goes, it's called Hope Together. Next slide. And because I like to leave us all with abbreviations, can we go to the next slide, please? Yay! Because everybody nowadays, when they see me in airports, if they've attended IC3 or attended my sessions, everybody says, I am phenomenal, and I love it. We need more people going around saying, I am phenomenal. I don't mean our politicians. But we should be people going around telling each other, I am phenomenal, because it's great. If you sound positive, you will start feeling positive. If you feel positive, everybody around you will be positive. Correct? Love yourself. Infuse that love into what you do. Grow. Grow from each other. Keep on to that hope and that faith. And we can do this together. So let's clap our hands together. Rub. No. Rub, 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 rub. Hands up. To the left. Oh my God. So many people don't know left. Please don't drive. Hyderabad traffic is already very bad. Okay, right. You're right. Very good. Hands in front. Hands apart. Now remember, you clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. And remember what I always say, a group that claps together stays together, and a group that stays together will change the world. And in closing, because it is the closing, the reason that I ended with light is this whole concert in the dark was something that I conceived of 6 years ago. I'm the patron trustee of a home for blind women in Chennai. And every year I play in the dark because it's the one way in which to sensitize people to what it means to not have sight. There is a very, very famous saying. It's not a saying, it's a poem. It's very famous. It's Tamil. And because it's very famous and Tamil, the Tamilians here don't know it. Usually when you say very, very famous, people don't know it. But it is from 3,300 years ago. It's from this set of poems called Agam poetry, if you've heard of Agam and Puram. These are poems which are from the 3rd century BC and even earlier. This is actually 3rd century BC, not 3,000 years, but whatever. And it says there is this person sitting on top of a rock, and there is a slab of butter right at the bottom of the rock. The person is hungry. If the person is hungry, what will they do? And they see that slab of butter there, they will reach out for it. But he does not have hands. And yet he is hungry. What does a normal person do? They'll call out and ask somebody to help them. But he is mute. He cannot speak. Okay, then I can use my eyes and motion to somebody to bring that slab of butter to me, but he is blind. And so on and so on and so on. And it says, I am hungry, I cannot walk, I cannot reach, I cannot see, I cannot hear, I cannot speak, I cannot do anything. And I will still go after it because that is the power of desire. That is the power of wanting. That is the power of wanting to love yourself. That you have to consciously, every day, persistently work on. If nobody else is going to tell you this, and I'm saying this to every single person in this 1,000 people here, I love you. Okay? Remember that there is always somebody who loves you. Do not forget, stop looking for that validation. Stop looking for credits in everything. Yeah. I set the table, like. I kept the water, heart. Stop looking for it. It will come. Love, infuse, grow, hope together. You are a group that clap together and you're going to stay together. And because you're going to stay together, you're going to. By the way, I'm full of energy. I can keep on going till everybody here looks up from their phones and says this to me. Okay? If you're saying it on the phone, say it to somebody else. Say change the world. Okay? A group that stays together will? Thank you very much. I'm going to end with music because I wanted to end IC3 with music. And so Concert in the Dark this year, as I said, I was doing it for the blind. This year, when Ganesh and I spoke about it some months ago, and I said, this is about darkness leading into light. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, right? Asatoma Satgamaya. From what is not good, let me go to good. Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Let me go from death to immortality. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Tamas is darkness. The darkness where you do not love yourself. The darkness where you feel blind, you feel mute, you feel invalid because your parents, your teachers, the entire society does not hear what you really, really want them to hear. There is a darkness, and in that darkness, there is now death. From that death, if you want to go to immortality, we need to be able to open our blindfolds and finally see ourselves for who we are. And therefore, I have gifted that concert to IC3.